So today's tutorial is to tie a sculpting flash fiber minnow, a bait fish imitation, which is nice for perch, pike, sea trout, very nice. This is Ahrex Predator size 1, and for the thread I use a Powerthread in medium or small. That is what you prefer, and the size of the imitation. For the big ones you can use medium, and for the smaller ones you can use the small Powerthread. So I use two different colors of this flash fiber, Sculpting flash fiber. I've tied with this fiber almost 10 years. It's very nice for this kind of flies, and I like to use them in two variations of color. So I start with picking out a bunch of fibers like this, sort of, and then I will start with the tail, the end of the fish, of course. So I will cut depending how long I want it, but I want it like this something. And then I save some in the front because I'm gonna show you why. Some people, they use a comb to tie them out. I don't do that yet. I will show you later. And then I spread this a little bit, fold it over, and this is why you want a strong thread, so you can tie this down a little bit. And since it's going to hold up for a lot of fish, in the beginning I always use a little bit of super glue. And then you can turn it upside down, because then we will start for the belly. In this case it's sort of a white one, and I cut the same kind of amount of fibers, and then I put the fibers down in my knee, and then I can control them and work with them in a very easy way. And I'll tie it in, and then I can use a dubbing needle or the scissor just to spread them evenly on each side of the hook. And spread this a little bit and fold them over. And I use my thumb to press this down a little bit. Yet again, some super glue, like that. And now it's more about building the fly with these colors and try to spread the fibers a little bit. So I cut small pieces around 2 inches, 5 centimeters, and I tie them in on the middle of the fibers like this, and I spread them. I use actually a dubbing brush, and then same here, spread them, and then I just not over but in the front, just to push back the fibers a little bit. And I'll continue with the white one, same amount of fibers, around 2 inches, 5 centimeters. Tie them in, spread them a little bit, fold these back, and go front of with the thread. Oh, and I want to spread them a little bit so you won't see the thread through these fibers. Continue again with a new clump of the darker ones for the back, tie them in, pull the thread hard so you know they are stuck, and then fold it back, spread them a little bit, fold them back, and go in with the thread to build the base to press back the fibers. And here you can actually use this dubbing brush just to brush up the fibers. Continue with the belly of this imitation. Spread the fibers first and then fold them back. This is a very easy kind of imitation. It doesn't have to get super perfect either. Especially not now in the beginning, because we're going to shape the imitation later. Spread them a little bit. Continue with the back. Spread the fibers, pull them back, build up a base with this thread in front of the fibers. And you can do this a lot of variations of colors and stuff, depending what you want to imitate, of course. More of the belly. Spread them, fold them. And then the last one of the darker one. Fold them back, and then just build a base with this. There you go. And then just whip finish the fly it somehow. Perfect. And now is the start to build the fly. And I use a scissor with long blades just to being able to sort of shape it. Normally I put this in my hand it's easier, but first I can try this just so I can show you. I think actually I will take this in my hand because it's easier when I'm shaping it. So now I'm kind of happy with the shape of this minnow, and now I will attach some eyes, of course. So let's find some ice. I actually use resin for this, and this is for this size of fish I use 5mm ice. You can use bigger and smaller depending the size of the fish, or the minnow of course. And I use some resin. Just to get them there. You can also use like a gel glue. And then I continue with the resin between the eyes. For this I use a thinner one that goes in a little bit to the material, so it will soak in and then it will hold them eyes on the spot between the fibers. And also on the cheek. You can also like just put a thin layer around them, just to be really sure it will keep up for some predator fish. Sweet! And now you can actually play a little bit with some marker pens. So you can just, if you want to have like a little bit darker back, use a black or brown marker pen. And you can also put some spots. So there you have Sculpting Flash Fiber Minnow. Very nice to tie for all kind of predatorial fish, so yeah, give it a try.